Some of you guys who followed my channel and maybe saw my live stream for the In the Bag earlier this year might be interested in seeing how my bag ended up for the year. I wouldn't say I had just a ton of mold changes, but my bag did evolve over the course of the year just a little bit, and thought I'd show you guys. So, still putting with Swans. I got these black BT soft ones instead of the lavender ones I was putting with earlier in the year. Still throwing the really floppy Megasoft one for uneven approaches, but using these guys for all my putts and approaches and, you know, hitting stick shots. Still throwing an Indy, but a new one. I lost the purple one at a tournament in Alabama. Couldn't get that one back, unfortunately, and started throwing this one with the cool, like, swirly rim that I got at Cane Creek last year. So nice to put that Players Pack disc to use. And then I'm still throwing my absolutely thrashed Glow Stego. They finally did another run of Glow Stego, so I'm probably gonna have to get a new one. If you get a look at that one, it looks like a topographical map, but it actually isn't any less stable. So I'm gonna keep throwing it for a little bit longer. It's just getting harder and harder to find a good spot to grip it. I'm still throwing the A2s. I think this one was the same overstable one from my In the Bag earlier this year, but I did beat the crap out of the 300 soft one that I was using, so I got a new 300 soft one that was kind of cool. It almost has like a halo-y rim to it, and a rose gold stamp, so that's kind of uncommon. In my mid-ranges, I've been throwing the Middy all year, this Middy, basically all year. I did lose my Glow one, that was my straightest one, but then the Texas Ranger came out. I ended up throwing this one a whole lot this year in that same slot. It's just as overstable as the Glow Middy, so it goes, you know, penetrates really straight, tiny bit of turn, tiny bit of fade, but you can get it going straight for a long time. It does the things that people always said a buzz did for them that I never could get them to do, so, and really enjoyed that one, and look how pretty that disc is. Still throwing my DD Open Justice. I only have one in the bag right now. Sometimes I will throw a second one in since I do throw it so much. But I've got like 5 or 6 of this run and keep that one in the bag. In my fairway drivers, I still have my Sparkle Teebird that I've had in the bag for a couple years. I've had this disc for like 6 years and been in and out of the bag the whole time. Has not lost hardly any stability. Unfortunately, I did lose my favorite Glow Teebird at a tournament just a few weeks ago, so I did have, luckily, this 2014 Glow Teebird that's from the same run as that one, so this one is the overstable one now, where this is the straighter one, as opposed to, like, that was more overstable than the other previous Teebird, but getting all my, like, longer mid-ish, you know, the 300 to 350 shots with these guys. I'll probably throw them most, like, 300 to 330. And then I was throwing a Stag as my understable driver for a long time, and sometimes I do still throw one in the bag when I need to turn over and hold. But the FX3 came out earlier this year, and I found that I could hit those lines with this disc, but I could throw it way further if I threw it on some different lines. So it almost eliminated 2 discs from my bags. I took out the Stag and the Curl and was able to cover all of those shots with this disc. I can throw it almost 400 feet backhand, throw over 400 feet forehand. It kind of is an incredible do-it-all fairway driver. And for a speed 9, it is very long. Still got my purple Mad Cat. I use this one a lot for those backhands that need to fade and skip hard, and low forehands where I'm trying to get it to penetrate a long time without a ton of left to right play. I've got 3 flares in the bag. I've got my overstable one. This one I actually lost last year, and it was returned to me from a water shot, which is, it never happens. So that's kind of special to me. Then I've got this lighter weight one. It's 167. I use that one when it needs to stay straight or longer. And then I've got one that's kind of in the middle. Pretty pink one. This is from the initial run of Cosmic Neutron flares. So I've had it the longest, but it's still pretty beefy. I've got 2 Warbirds in the bag. This one I use for like max distance forehands, where I'm trying to throw it over 500 feet. That's what I'll reach for. And backhand shots, I use it sometimes in the 350, 375 range, where I know it's got to fade hard. One of my favorite new discs that came out this year, and I feel like if you're a destroyer fan, it's kind of like a more dependable destroyer in the alpha plastic. It's going to be the very similar run to run. And I do have a Lima Warbird in the bag right now. When this one was new, it was actually more overstable than the alpha one, but as it's beat in, it's gotten a little bit warped, as you can see from tree hits, and is pretty understable. Not like paper plate flippy understable, but I can put it on a hyzer, it'll ride right for a long time, and then the fade is very mild at this stage. I'm mainly bagging this for max distance backhands, but I honestly only use it occasionally when I know I've got to get a backhand down the fairway as far as I can, and there's not a forehand line that I like. I have one Nico adder in the bag, which is kind of fun since I got it before he was on Team Lone Star, and now we ended the year as teammates, so that's kind of cool. I use this one for really overstable forehand shots. When it gets windy, I lean on this one a lot. It'll hold straight for a long time, and then it dumps so aggressively that it doesn't actually fade that many net feet. So a lot of times if there's a tight OB, I know I can blast it on a little bit of an anhyzer, and it's going to come up a knife, so it won't play left to right as much as the Warbird or my next disc, the Warhorse. I've got 2 Warhorses in the bag right now. This blue one has been in the bag for most of the year, and then unfortunately I lost my less stable purple one. So as this one's beat in, it's kind of taking that slot, and this one is my Tournament-X more overstable one right now, as I use for like max distance, but it's gotta fade. So this one is almost as long and like straight stable as the Warbird is at this point, but not quite the same flight. Don't throw them on quite the same line. So that's how my bag ended up for this year. Hope that's interesting for you guys. Leave a comment, let me know what you throw, and as I tweak my bag next year, I'll do a new video as that season starts. Thanks for watching. Happy holidays, and talk to you soon.